If you grew up in Britain during the 70s or 80s, your childhood summers weren't just about sunshine. They were about sound. Not the crash of waves or the rustle of wind, but something smaller, sweeter, the jingle of the ice cream van pulling into your street. That familiar tune could pause football matches, end backyard arguments, and trigger a sprint that would have made Olympic athletes proud. And in your hand? A warm, crumpled coin. In your heart? The hope they hadn't run out of your favorite. This isn't just a list. It's a journey into the delicious, chaotic, sugar-filled world we once knew. These ice creams didn't just melt in our mouths. They melted into our memories. Some are still around today, though they don't quite taste the same. Others vanished like footprints in the sand. But all of them, pure magic. Let's rediscover the 10 unforgettable ice creams every British kid from the 70s and 80s still dreams about. Zoom Rocket Lolly, a childhood launchpad. The 70s were obsessed with space. Neil Armstrong had walked on the moon. TV blazed with futuristic shows like Thunderbirds and Fireball XL5, and kids drew planets in their school books. Enter the Zoom Rocket Lolly, a stroke of marketing genius. This wasn't just a frozen treat, it was a spaceship on a stick. 3 bright icy layers, each with its own color and flavor, stacked into a rocket shape that captured imaginations faster than a BBC Saturday morning lineup. Some kids worked their way down cautiously, stage by stage, like an actual launch sequence. Others bit straight in, leaving lips and tongues streaked like comic book superheroes. Zoom wasn't expensive, under 10p in the early days, which meant parents rarely put up a fight. For many children, it was the first thing they ever bought with their own pocket money. Freedom had never tasted so fruity. Do you remember racing friends to the van before the best flavors ran out? That mad dash remains one of the purest hits of joy any of us ever knew. Fab Lolly, the party in your hand if the Zoom was all speed and space. The Fab Lolly was fashion and flair. Launched in 1967, it was a tie-in with the wildly popular Thunderbirds and quickly became a staple of British summers. The caramel-flavored center was wrapped in strawberry ice and topped with chocolate and hundreds and thousands, basically turning it into the most glamorous ice lolly on the street. The Fab didn't just taste good. It looked spectacular. Its glossy chocolate top, sparkling sprinkle finish, and layered contrast made it feel like a celebration on a stick. It lasted longer than others, too, which made it a smart pick when you wanted that 10p to stretch further. Everyone had a ritual with Fab, peeling off the chocolate first, licking around the edges, swapping tales about which bit was best. It felt like more than just ice cream. It was an event. Even now, just hearing the word Fab takes people right back to sticky fingertips and toothy smiles on the pavement. Funny Feet, the wacky classic. No one could forget. Imagine trying to explain this to someone today. It's a pink foot, an actual foot, with toes. And it's strawberry flavored. Welcome to Funny Feet, possibly the most bizarre and brilliant novelty ice cream of the 1980s. Kids loved it precisely because it made no sense. It was soft, creamy, and silly. Everything you'd want as a child with zero awareness of what constituted normal food presentation. Adults were vaguely horrified. Kids? Obsessed. Half the fun was biting off the big toe or pretending to be a monster chomping down on someone's foot. The memory doesn't fade. You either fondly remember Funny Feet or you remember being slightly disturbed by them. There was no middle ground, but either way, they earned a proud, peculiar place in playground debates and hearts. Screwball, ice cream with a twist of gum now and then. An ice cream came along that wasn't just tasty but tactical. The Screwball was that ice cream. At first glance, it looked simple, soft ice cream in a plastic cone. But most kids didn't care about the top. They were after what lurked at the bottom, a rock-hard, sticky, brightly colored bubblegum ball. Getting there was a messy mission. The ice cream often melted before you reached it, dripping onto school shirts, socks, and siblings. But when you finally fished out that gum with gooey fingers, it felt like striking gold. Objectively speaking, the bubble gum wasn't even that good. But it didn't matter. It was the journey, not the reward. Still today, plenty of grown-ups confess to skipping the ice cream just to get to the gum faster. Every generation finds its treasure. This one just happened to be inside a one cone. Mivvi, dual delights for the sophisticated kid, for those who wanted a bit more class in their frozen experience. The Mivvi offered a two-in-one delight, a sharp, fruity ice lolly wrapped elegantly around a smooth, velvety vanilla ice cream center. Strawberry was the fan favorite, but the joy was universal. That instant shift from tangy to creamy gave kids the minor thrill of having two desserts in one. Parents also gave Mivvis the nod of approval, less about sprays of sugar and more about balance. It didn't melt too fast, didn't stain clothes aggressively, and offered just a hint of grown-up sophistication. It became a regular on seaside trips, a reward after a dentist visit, ironically, and a go-to when the budget allowed for something a little special. Orange Maid, minimalism never tasted so good, no chocolate, no sprinkles, no ice cream, just pure frozen orange juice. On a wooden stick, the Orange Maid was the very definition of simple joy. On a scorching hot day, nothing cut through the heat better. That first icy bite sent zings down your tongue, and by the end, a sticky smile and a vivid orange mustache across your top lip. It was also one of the cheapest ice creams available, which meant more yeses from mum and dad, even when pocket money ran low. It wasn't flashy, but it was reliable, a constant in every corner shop freezer and ice cream van cooler, and somehow it tasted better because it never tried too hard. Seajet, the forgotten hero from the depths among the lesser-remembered lollies, one still creates a flicker of joy among those who had it. The Seajet. This was more than an ice cream. It was a licensed dream tie-in with Jerry Anderson's Stingray. Kids who were glued to ITV on Saturday mornings could now live out their aquatic adventures while chomping through colorful layers of submarine-shaped cool. It wasn't a chart topper like Zoom, but Seajet had its superfans. That jolt of color left all over your hands, the exotic packaging, and the feeling of knowing something other kids didn't. It was niche but loved. For many, Seajet is proof. Not all legendary treats need to survive to be unforgettable. 99 Flake, the crown jewel of the ice cream van. There are treats, and then there are rituals. The 99 Flake was both. Soft-serve Mr. Whippy ice cream twirled into a crisp wafer cone, finished with a delicate Cadbury flake gently tucked into the side. To a child, it was art. The ritual started with the music, the chime of the van, the jangled panic of grabbing coins from wherever you could. Then the whir of the machine filling the cone. Finally. That moment the flake was inserted, and the cone was yours. Some people asked for 2 flakes. Pure decadence. Others turned the cone upside down to eat it like a sundae. Everyone had a method. Everyone had an opinion. And although the flake might seem smaller today, the nostalgia it carries is bigger than ever. Cornetto, the summer holiday indulgence. Some ice creams lived in the van. The Cornetto lived in holiday memories, wrapped in foil, layered with chocolate and nuts on top, and ending with that beautiful chocolate-filled tip. Cornetto wasn't just a treat. It was an occasion, its jingle, just one Cornetto. Give it to me, played in every mind long after the wrapper was gone. If you had one at the beach, you were living the high life. If someone brought a box home, it felt like a special event. And while it's still around today, many swear it never tasted as good as it did under a slot machine's glow, with salty sea air and sand in your flip-flops. Last, but gloriously not least, the wild child of the ice cream world. Dracula, blackcurrant shell, cherry red center, and the power to stain your tongue blood red. This wasn't just an ice lolly. This was a prop. Kids used it to terrify younger siblings, show off in front of friends, or pretend they'd been bitten by a vampire. It was messy. It was sticky. It horrified parents, and it was absolutely brilliant. Every lick took you deeper into spooky joy, and every mirror glance confirmed the transformation. For the kids who wanted mystery and drama with their dessert, Dracula was the star of the freezer. Zoom, Fab, Funny Feet, Screwball, Mivvi, Orange Maid, Seajet, 99 Flake, Cornetto, Dracula, 10 icons of a simpler, sweeter time. These weren't gourmet desserts. They didn't come Michelin-starred or filter-perfect. They came from corner shops, ice cream vans, seaside holidays, and birthday parties. They melted quicker than you could eat them. They stained your school uniform. But they painted memories on our hearts that still haven't faded. We didn't just eat them. We ran for them. We shared them. We lived in those moments. And today, whether they're still around or long gone, they remind us of who we were and the sunny, sticky joy of a million British childhoods. So now we ask you, which one was your favorite?